Welcome back, my little recusants, to another new series on the channel, Final Fantasy II from the HD Pixel Remastered collections. We recently finished Pixel Art 1, so here we are going to be naming our characters, and the characters are going to be named after some YouTube friends of mine, so please check out their channels in the description, and please give them a subscribe. They do amazing content, but our lineup is as follows. Firion is going to be renamed Recusant after myself. So the plan is to be the white mage and the support of the group. So I'll be doing my best. Cures and potions and all that jazz. Next we have DJ from the DoppelJanger YouTube channel. He's going to be the buff brawn and tank of the group. So I'm envisioning monk martial artiness. You know, no need to be spreading our guild too thin. So bare fists will be his weapon of choice. Next we have Tainted from the Tainted Child YouTube channel. She is going to be our offensive black mage. So fire spells, thunder spells, ice spells, they're all going to be at her beck and call for destruction. She's also doing a Final Fantasy IX playthrough, so really cool to check that out. And lastly, we have Adamance from the AdamenceXIII channel. He is going to be our kind of jack of all trades, using white magic skill for protect and shell, and black magic skills for debuffs like blind and silence, things like that. So, with our party fully named and fully described, we are going to hop into the world of Final Fantasy II, and the story is going to go crazy. A long-lived peace. You know, we've our wholesomeness, cute little streams and small little bridges. The peace is going to come to an end, guys. Dun dun dun. Oh my god. Fire burning and bombs. It's not even fire, he's conjuring bombs. Oh! The Emperor of Palamecia sent forth monsters from the underworld and has begun its campaign upon the world's conquest. A rebel army arose in the Kingdom of Fynn to fight the Empire. But the rebel castle fell to an all-out assault from the Empire. Oh my god, guys, it's so dramatic. Run, Princess Zelda, run! With little choice left, the rebels withdrew to the remote town of Altair. So there's Fynn, and they've just ran south. 4 youths from Fynn found themselves fleeing the Imperial forces, and they've lost their parents at the hand of the Empire, but their escape wasn't over. And oh my god, here we are, guys. Okay, Black Knights, let's start attacking with our group. 0 damage. Miss. Oh my god, Tainted is down, DoppelJanger is down, Adamance is down. It's just me and, well, that's the story of Final Fantasy II. Just kidding. We're getting revived. Will he live? Zelda and Hilda are quite close. He will. I sense a strong life force within him. He should regain consciousness soon. We found them likely on escape from Flynn, fallen from terrible wounds. By the time we brought them here, his life is not in danger, however. This sigil will strengthen his life force. We should let him rest for now. Of course. We best be off to the meeting. I imagine they've been waiting for us. If the Empire is allowed the complete dreadnought they're building at Basque, their attack will begin in earnest. We cannot sit idly by and watch. We must act. Thanks for the heal, fellow white mage. And so here we are, Recusant. Where am I? Oh my god, we voice acting. Adamance. Tainted! DoppelJanger! Where are you? I love my little bandana, it's so fabulous. Oh, my friends! Recusant, you're alive, I thought you'd... I'm fine, Tainted. You seem to be doing alright too, DoppelJanger. But wait, where's Adamance? Princess of Finn, save us. But Adamance's not here. I see. Don't worry, I'm sure he's okay. Oh my god, so we're only a party of 3? So you've regained your strength. Very good. Your life force is strong indeed. It was you who saved us, wasn't it? Thank you. Forgive me, Your Highness, but there's something I must ask of you. Please, let us join the rebel army. I could never allow such a thing. You know nothing of battle. You would only be throwing your lives away. You should return to your homes. But we have no homes, not anymore. The Imperials attacked and our parents... I'm truly sorry, but that changes nothing. I cannot permit you to join our army. If you've nowhere else to go, you're welcome to stay here in Altier. If you know our password, you should be able to live here well enough. The password is Wild Rose. Remember it well. And this starts a new thing for this. We have collectible passwords, so we're going to have to learn whenever we see red writing in a text box. And then we can use the passwords to get more information. So the Wild Rose is the insignia of the royal family. It represents the hopes for our flourishing future and our strength. But what will become of Flynn now? I've heard the Empire's captives suffer there in confinement, even as we speak. Tainted, your brother Adamance is missing, is he not? It's possible he could be held in Finn as well. But Finn is far too dangerous to travel to now. The Emperor's beasts still stalk the streets. Gaining entrance to the city would not be easy. The man to my right is Minwu. He is the white wizard that tended to your wounds. Speak to him before you leave. He may be of some assistance. And that's basically our mission, guys and girls. We're going to be heading off to Finn to rescue Adamance, the brother of Tainted, so we can have our party of 4 already. And as I say, we can ask him about Wild Rose, and Minwu's like, you don't waste any time about passwords, heed it well, you can learn much by listening. My offer a bit of advice to you is to travel to Finn. Those who have fallen in battle can be resurrected at a sanctuary. And now we're going to have to go do some grinding. But what we are going to be grinding is not levels, because we do not have levels in this game. If I was to open our status screen right now, we would not see, you know, Firion, Maria, and... sorry, we wouldn't see Recusant, Tainted, or DoppelJanger as level 1 characters. They just have statistics. And the whole shtick with this game is that you gain stats by using the stats you want to improve. And like with the other Final Fantasy 1, we have treasure chests to collect. There are missable treasure chests and hidden treasure chests, so I will be just consulting a text-based guide just in regards to locations of collectibles and things like that. I'm not going to be like reading ahead for story reasons or Monster Hunter reasons. It'll just literally be, is there stuff that's missable to this point? If not, grant. And just like in Final Fantasy 1, you can go to the world map and it'll sort of tell you this area has X number of treasure chests. So really just take it slow, go to each place separately and at a decent slow pace, and just check for treasures and just don't go too far on without getting that. Now, what we are going to do is we're going to have to go into the menu eventually and just give our characters some nice new equipment. What we're actually going to spend it on, more so, is we're going to spend it on spells. But what you will notice is that an awful lot of these equipments have a new statistic on them. It's called magic interference. So basically, if I were to be a white mage, I should technically, and I don't do it for this episode or the next, but just in hindsight, what would do better is actually removing my sword and giving myself a staff so it has less magic interference than my sword. We're basically going to be able to buy spells, and the good news is that every character can learn everything. So we're after going in and buying a cure spell for Recusant and 2 black magic spells for Tainted. So I'm going to learn my cure spell, and Tainted is going to learn the blizzard and thunder elements. And DoppelJanger is basically going to be our bruiser. And here's where we go into leveling. So when we get into combat, whenever we use a particular weapon, our proficiency with that weapon levels up, and the more proficient we are with the weapon, makes us more likely to level up in strength, but also each rank of weapon proficiency gives us a flat bonus to our damage with that weapon. So, for example, right now I'm casting Cure, Tainted is casting Blizzard on all enemies, DoppelJanger has taken a bunch of damage. So after the battle, the game will check, do we deserve to rank up in statistics based on how the battle went. But because we used up MP curing as well as, you know, taking damage, when your MP is lowered, the game says, that means your characters will need a level up in MP. When your HP is lowered, then the game will say, you'll need an upgrade in HP. Because Recusant dodged a bunch of attacks that session, it says, we'll give him a boost to his agility and evasion. Because DoppelJanger lost a bunch of HP, that's what he got a bonus to in his leveling up. And because Tainted cast a bunch of spells, she gained a bunch of more MP. So I'm now going to remove DoppelJanger's weapon, and so he's going to be fighting bare-handed, just because it can become really powerful, just like the monk in martial arts, you know, in the first one. And it means I don't have to buy and constantly improve his weapon. So again, we're going to cast Blizzard to kind of damage everything a small bit. We're going to heal DoppelJanger, because that'll improve my cure spell, as well as my MP. Because spells as well, they have rankings and levels as well. But as you can see, I gained some MP, I gained some magic. Same thing again, Tainted is using spells and spending MP, therefore it's going to gift us with magic and MP, etc. And of course we do have our beastry, so we are going to need to be collecting enemies as we go. And that's why I'm kind of leaving in the first couple of battles, just so you guys can be aware, right, it's how it goes. We get like a collection of gil, and the gil isn't too bad. But what I'm going to be doing shortly after this battle is I'm going to be showing you the statistics of everybody. And as you can see here, enemies have ranks. And basically what the ranking system of enemies does is it affects our stat growth. So us defeating rank 1 enemies does a small amount of stat growth, whereas us managing to defeat rank 5 enemies will give us much larger boosts to our statistics. So this is where grinding on low level stuff is grand, but obviously, you know, how do you scale that? Well, it's basically that you give the enemies ranks. So when you're fighting tougher enemies, your skills will obviously be challenged more, and therefore you will level them up more greatly. So here's the statistics for Leg Eater as well. And as I say, another interesting thing, again, this Final Fantasy is so different than any of the other ones. When our spells level up, their MP cost levels up as well. So as you can see, I'm going to be casting Cure on everything, and while Cure is level 1, it costs 1 MP. While Blizzard is level 1, it costs 1 MP. If it were to become Cure 2, Recusant would always cast this Cure spell as a level 2 spell, but it would cost 2 MP to do so. Which again, look, Tainted has leveled up her Blizzard. That means every cast of Blizzard will cost 2 MP. And likewise as well, I'm going to be going into the config and I'm going to be equipping boosters. And unlike just getting 4 times money and 4 times EXP, what we're getting is our boosting of weapon skills, boosting of our magic skills, and boosting of our attribute gain. And it used to be in the original Pixel remaster that you would only gain HP from taking damage. But there's now an adjustment in the Pixel remaster that by default, after a certain number of battles, your HP, even if you've never been damaged, will be improved. And as I say, just throwing up those little statistic pages, if you want to pause and take a look, that's totally fine. But what you're going to notice is now that we've put on 4 times EXP gain, our Cure and our Thunders are now leveling up, so everything's going to grow significantly faster. We're going to have tons more money as well, which is obviously brilliant. And don't be afraid when you're running low on MP, just to go back and sleep in the inn. And obviously, how do they figure out how much money it costs to sleep in the inn? It'll basically just say, well, how much are we recovering? If we're recovering 50 HP, it's going to be 40 gold, like you saw there. If we're at the end game and they're recovering 9,000 HP because we're at like super high levels of recovery, then it's like, oh well, okay, then it's going to be more expensive. But what I'm basically just doing is occasionally attacking with Maria's bow will give her a big boost to her attack. But we've obviously been using her to cast single target fires, so she gets more fires per turn. DoppelJanger is attacking every turn, and Recusant is healing the party every turn. Just again, to spend MP. And basically, whenever Recusant then gets hit, they have a chance of increasing their HP a lot, which is obviously brilliant. And what you'll have to remember here is when you're seeing these stat growths, these are being times 4 in efficacy. So that's how we're getting such a massive boost to things. And I mean, this will be 100% of all the achievements. This isn't kind of a challenge run in any other kind of sense. So I don't feel any bit of guilt in applying the boosters. I hope you guys don't mind. But obviously, us getting lovely stat boost there is no problem at all. But I know like some people would say, oh, like you're using the boosters, it's going to make the game too easy. And yes, I will be. If you want to not use the boosters yourself, all you're going to be doing is taking part in, 3 or 4 more battles each time I do one battle. So, you'll just be grinding longer, and that's fine. I won't say that anyone's way of playing the game is wrong, but just for the purposes of this, I want to be able to, leave in a couple of battles, show how the grinding works, but ultimately, at least if I won't get stuck on, the story, that we can move it on at a decent pace. But as you can see, we're after moving to now an area with the rare rats that are rank 2 enemies, not even going down to a level 2 blizzard, doing 27 damage, so the fact that we're dodging is really good. And what you'll notice as well is DoppelJanger is poisoned, but his poison animation is purple, not green. And that's because he's been envenomed. And envenom basically causes it to where even after combat, he's going to be taking damage. Now, we've leveled up so much in weapons, in spells, in shields. I'm after getting nearly 100 MP now. Same with Tainted, tons of MP. DoppelJanger, getting nearly 80 boost to his HP. But because he's now poisoned, I'm going to have to be using potions to basically keep DoppelJanger alive until we get all the way back to an inn to rest in. And we only have 1 potion. So I'm like, this is not great. But we'll make our way back. And as I say, definitely after the first batch of fights, I should have bought some potions, basically. But as you can see, we're going to be getting levels really quickly. And the other side of it is, this early area, it just has the same enemies. So I'm going to be cutting out certain battles since, you know, we've seen how they are enemy-wise. There's nothing too exciting about them. When we run into new enemies, I'll leave them in. Or like a particularly challenging fight that I know will lead to a massive level up, I'll leave those in as well. But Recusant's HP cresting the hundreds, we like to see it, we like to see it. And Tainted, again, because she's in the back row, she's just getting hit less. So there's less chances for when she gets a HP boost that there's been damage accumulated, which will cause her to get a bigger boost to her HP. And unfortunately, I don't believe, you know, our poor DJ is doing too well with his constant poison ticks. But what I stupidly do, which, you know, is again getting used to the game, there's no harm, but I basically won't go to the inn and I rest, thinking a long rest like in D&D, thinking that that's gonna fully cure all of our ailments and issues. It doesn't. DJ is still venomed, so I'm still taking poison damage, and I don't have a poison healing spell yet. So that means we have to go in, buy ourselves some medicine, and as you can see here, like we have amnesia, we have curse, like there's actually a lot of statuses, which means that once we do get adamants, and we're able to put on like blind and silence and curse and things on enemies, it should be really, really powerful. And then we get 69 antidotes. Nice. And as I say, hopefully we'll get Esuna or Poisona or whatever the spell is to heal status effects, and Recusant can, you know, properly do now a bit of healing, which will be good. But yeah, we do have to go back to Finn. We have to rescue Tainted's brother. But again, super thankful for all of my pals across YouTube for letting me just add them to the story, to the adventure, and just have them helping me complete the game and get all the achievements. So we're going to be progressing further up along, and I'm going to end up exploring this area because just like the first game, we have to visit every single location. So we just have to make sure we visit every location possible, just so that it's logged on the map and it's logged the place we visited. And once we have the map, then we're able to check and see, okay, are there any treasure chests in this town, in this area? And just make sure you check that before you go too far in like the switch maps tab. We'll be able to hop in and see, okay, are there any treasures somewhere in this area? I don't envision an area like this to have treasure, just because there's so few like rooms that aren't shops. But what you'll notice here is when I look at and this is where I'm getting so frustrated with myself now, like looking back in editing, because I'm like, oh my god, the buckler, like his shield, Recusant's shield, is having a massive amount of magic interference. My magic interference is 120. So therefore I'm like, oh my god, does this mean like all my spells are massively hindered? And yet I'm meant to be the healer, and like I'm actually capping and disrupting my ability to cast good magic by just holding onto a sword and a shield that I'm not even using. Super duper silly. Super duper silly. However, onward we go, I guess. I also have to make a correction. I think I said in the beginning that Tainted Child is doing a Final Fantasy IX playthrough. She is doing a Final Fantasy VIII playthrough with Leon and the gang. So that was totally misspeak do apologise. But yeah, getting more evasion, which is always good. And it's funny how it's not just a stat, it's like a weird 32% chance, etc. But we have a new enemy, a rank 3 enemy with 130 health. Massive. But with a level 3 spell, it's like, oh, not done. But DoppelJanger is well able to just one-hit KO all these enemies. So that's super, super cool. And as I say, the more higher up we move in, the more variety we end up getting. So another rank 3 enemy with powerful magical attacks, the Magician. And its, physical counterparts. Only rank 1, but still 45 HP, nothing to be snuffed at. With an AoE Thunder, or a level 3 Thunder I should say, and an AoE Blizzard, we do get a good bit of damage done. And now Tainted is getting really low, but this means her HP bonus should, really do well because, she's taken a good bit of damage now. So maybe she'll get a bonus that could bring her up to around 100 like me. Getting a huge MP boost for Recusant, very nice. And then at 80. And we also got a free Thunder Tome, so we could actually teach that to DJ if we want him to have some magical capabilities. But 3 rare rats, not nice. Another HP boost for Recusant, not doing bad. But it's just amazing how much Guy or DJ DoppelJanger ends up getting HP wise. He's already like twice as buff as, me. And then so much more HP than Tainted. But we're going to try and level these spells evenly, guys. We're going to kind of go Blizzard and Thunder and Fire. Well, we haven't even gotten Fire yet, but, we'll try and level all the spells equally. But as I say, all I need to keep doing is casting AoE Cures, AoE Blizzards, and then that way DJ gets to attack with his fists each turn. So he's getting good XP and getting strength up as well. But we are all bleeding. Nice dodge, Recusant. Let's go. Healing up DJ with a single heal spell. Getting good evades. 2 evades. 3 evades. Oh my god, I'm evading everything. Another chilling touch. And just like that, Tainted Blizzard levels up. I nearly get to 200 HP. Tainted crests 100 HP and we get tons of money. Very, very nice. And I love the leveling. I think it's super just nice just to be like, stuff's getting higher, nice, And it's kind of irrelevant from, everyone's playthrough can be different because you guys might make the Recusant character the Black Mage, or make Guy the Black Mage, and everyone's team will be different because it's however they're using the characters, they will develop, I think it's really, really good. And we can actually get spells from enemies, that's another cool thing. So we're after getting poison damage. I'm not sure if it inflicts the poison status, or it's just kind of a neutral, or like a different type of damage, I suppose, like holy damage, radiant damage, necrotic damage maybe. But with 3 new enemies, we're now adding them to these 3. They are all rank 3, I believe. So we have the land turtle, who is weak to nothing, not great, but has tons of HP, also not great. We have the ogre, rank 2, but like 100 HP. And the ogre mage as well. So let's try and do some damage, shall we? With an AoE cure, everyone's kind of picked back up. A single attack from DJ, absolutely destroying the ogre mage. Gonna try and get off an AoE heal, do some scourge damage. And what's nice is, because Scourge is only level 1, it's only taking 1 MP. So, Scourge is now leveled up. DoppelJanger's hands are leveled up. We're after getting more agility for Tainted. We're after getting tons more HP for DJ. And a nice mithril helm. And we're also after obtaining 10,000 gil already. I know that's hugely to do with the boosts, but still, earning 10,000 in a half hour isn't too bad. We're going to put on the mithril helm, giving us some very good magic defense as well. So, not going to say no. But I will soon, it's not going to be next episode, but I will definitely be equipping Recusant with a wand so that his magic interference won't be too crazy. But he seems to be healing fairly grand as well, which is quite nice. As you can see here, this is going to be some crazy stuff because these guys do actually hit quite hard. Like 48 damage, oh my god, crazy. 69 HP there, Tainted, let's heal you up. Healing light. She's definitely going to be getting a good HP boost. But yeah, that's pretty much the game. Just keep leveling up what you want to level up, and you will find your characters becoming the perfect version of what you designed them to be. So, with all these wonderful dodges, I'm pretty sure evade levels up when you evade stuff as well, so equipping characters with shields can help build their evasion too. And as you can see, because we've not been trying to build our strength, our characters, even though they have now leveled up their proficiency in weapons, it's like their actual physical stats, their strength, isn't that high, you know? Tainted getting so much HP and MP there, looking absolutely amazing there, Tainted. What stat growth. We love that for ourselves. And we're also after defeating 100 monsters, another achievement in the bank. So again, going up against those guys, huge enemies there, tons of gil, and we got the blind spell, so that'll be nice for Adamance once he does that. We're going to be going to X on the map there to get to Finn and continue the story. So we will catch you next time. So we've just arrived in Finn. We kind of had a battle where we're blinded, so we're just going to hit a quick save. And now we're here to look for Adamance. So it's just what we've heard. The city is crawling with Imperial soldiers. We must be careful. Make sure not to get too close. So yeah, if you actually interact with any of the soldiers, you will end up in a fight that I think you're designed to lose. But the random enemy encounters here are just normal enemies. That won't be too much of a problem. But we are actually hardy enough and strong enough with like DJ doing nearly 500 damage to actually grind these enemies to get some nice levels because they're rank 7 and they also don't despawn. So you can literally just talk to them over and over if you want to grind heavily and get to like crazy stats relatively quickly. But also quite quickly considering we have it on 4 times, you know? But DJ and all our gang, like look at us, we're now taking no damage except for the poison tick damage. But again, looking at the type of poison, this is green poison, so it will just fade once we finish the combat. And Scourge levels up because it's after taking out and taking care of so many enemies. I get another nice HP boost, which is brilliant. And just to show you guys, This is what happens when we fight the Captain, a rank 5 with 750 HP, good attack, great defense, etc. So let's make sure we keep ourselves high, up in HP, and Tainted using a powerful spell. And so long as DJ keeps on attacking, we'll be grand. But once we finish this fight, guys, that's going to be our episode. We'll pick up next time in the village of Finn, hoping to find Adamance. But let me know what you think of the series so far. Let me know what you think of the characters so far, and if they should learn different spells or certain things like that, let me know. And until then, I hope you have a wonderful continued rest of your morning, afternoon or evening, depending on when you've sat down to watch this episode today. I've been your RPG Recusant. Thanks so much, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye!